This is a list of alumni and faculty from the University of British Columbia. Bertram Brockhouse, B.A. 1947, Math and Physics, Nobel laureate, Physics, 1994, for the development of neutron spectroscopy. Robert Mundell, B.A. 1953, Nobel laureate, Economics, 1999, for his analysis of monetary and fiscal policy under different exchange rate regimes and his analysis of optimum currency areas. Arthur Erickson, AIA Gold Medal winning architect of buildings including the Museum of Anthropology at UBC. Bing Tom, architect of various urban design projects around Canada and the United States. Michael Conway Baker, composer. Dan Mangan, musician. Lance Ryan, tenor. Alexander Gumukian, better known as Bno Dollar, rapper. Kimberly Phillips, educator and curator. Dominic Barton, 1984. Bertram Brockhouse, B.A. 1947, Math and Physics, Nobel laureate, Physics, 1994, for the development of neutron spectroscopy. Robert Mundell, B.A. 1953, Nobel laureate, Economics, 1999, for his analysis of monetary and fiscal policy under different exchange rate regimes and his analysis of optimum currency areas. Richard J. Pearson, archaeologist and gardener. Arthur Erickson, AIA Gold Medal winning architect of buildings including the Museum of Anthropology at UBC. Bing Tom, architect of various urban design projects around Canada and the United States. Brian Burke, former president and general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Rojmar Manon, mathematician. Laurel Schaefer, Canada Research Chair in Catalyst Development, full professor, current. W.H. Nude, professor of English literature. Daniel Heath Justice, professor and chair of the First Nations Studies program. Glenn Coulthard, Yellowknives Dean professor and political theorist. Shuhul Hasbullah, professor and researcher. Timothy Brooke, sinologist. George F. G. Stanley, historian, designer of Canadian flag, Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick. David Eby, Attorney General of British Columbia, Director of the British Columbia Civil Liberties Association from 2008 to 2012. Robert John Gregg, linguist and specialist in Ulster Scots dialects and Canadian English. Dale Kincaid, linguist and specialist on Salish and languages. Edwin G. Pillay-Blanc, linguist and specialist in Old Chinese. Michael Conway Baker, composer. Dan Mangan, musician. Lance Ryan, tenor. Alexander Gumukian, better known as Bno Dollar, rapper. Kim Campbell, former Prime Minister. Catherine Dauvergne, holds the Canada Research Chair in Migration Law. Michael Ignatieff, academic, politician, and former leader of the opposition. Norman Mackenzie. Beverly McLaughlin, former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Canada, professor at the University of British Columbia, 1974 to 1981. Kenneth D. Craig, psychologist. Neil Guppy, former head of department. Giselle O'Martin Neep, educator specializing in learning communities. Kimberly Phillips, educator and curator. Father David Bauer, 1967, Basilian priest, chaplain and ethics teacher at St. Mark's College, 1961 to 1988. Basil Stewart Stubbs, 2006, University librarian, 1964 to 1981. W.H. Nude, 2007, professor of English literature, 1965 to 2003. Jane Coop, 2013, professor of music, 1980 to 2012. Clyde Hertzman, 2013, professor of population and public health, until 2013. Nassif Kusaut, 2016, FRSC, professor of mathematics, 1979 present. Bob Hyde-March, 2019, professor and director of physical education, 1961 to 1992.